Governor Newsom, of course. Governor.
Your
Did I say
favorite?
Governor?
Your fave?
Governor Newsom is Nancy Pelosi's nephew, right? And we live in California, the Democratic supermajority, where everything should be amazing and wonderful, and we should have the best roads and the best politicians and the most progressive people. But we don't. Instead, we have a hypocrite as a governor, and we have Nancy Pelosi as speaker, and we have Dianne Feinstein as a senator, and we have Kamala Harris as a senator. The winners we have in this state.
Schiff, Pelosi.
Adam Schiff, that
McCarthy.
one too. I mean, it just gets worse and worse.
Assholes.
So he says, due to the rise in COVID-19 cases, California is issuing a limited stay-at-home order. Non-essential work and gatherings must stop from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. in countries in the purple tier. This will take effect on 10 p.m. on Saturday and remain for 1 month. Together, we can flatten the curve again.
Oh my
okay.
God.
So, number one, does the virus somehow become worse after dark? Like, does the mean coronavirus somehow grow teeth and decide to literally, like, go at us at a higher rate? And if your argument, Gavin, is, oh, well, people are more likely to drink and more likely to da-da-da-da, you don't get to decide what the fuck people do. I'm sorry, you're surpassing. I don't want the government here in my house. And this isn't a right-wing argument. I don't want the government telling me what I can or cannot do at this point. And you know what? They are doing this, all of this, under the guise of caring about the American people when they have not issued a stimulus. Gavin Newsom wouldn't even give the extra money. Like, they're not doing anything in the state where we have the highest homelessness rates, the highest rents, the horrible issues on unemployment. Small businesses make up LA.
Yeah. When
I first moved to LA, one of the things I first loved about LA is that there are less corporations here, less Walmarts, less chain restaurants.
Yeah.
You go to Hollywood, you go to West Hollywood, you go to anywhere here, mom and pop places, independent businesses, small businesses. People enjoy supporting those small businesses. Those small businesses have been absolutely screwed by this pandemic, received little to no help.
Yep.
And now you're going to cause that because a lot of these bars have remained open by the hair because they've offered food. And so people go out to eat now with their mask, and they take the protocols, and they take your temperature, and they do all the things they're supposed to do, right? And who's employed by these businesses? Working people, people of color, minorities, poor people.
Yeah.
And they go and they work. You're taking away what a lot of these businesses, the revenue from these extra hours, especially on a weekend, because it starts tonight, I believe.
Yep.
And now
10
people
o'clock
aren't
on
gonna,
Friday night.
yeah, on a Friday
Come
night,
on.
people were serving food till like 12, 1 a.m. because that's the way they were able to bring people in. You have to serve food here, so you can't just go out to a bar. The bars are closed. Unlike every other state in the nation, pretty much, the bars are closed. You have to sit down and eat. You can order a drink, but you have to order food too. So that's how these businesses have been keeping themselves afloat. Now you're doing this, you're hurting those people, and you're not giving any solutions. In fact, Gavin Newsom vetoed a bill that would have made it easier for people to not be so burdened by the payback on the rent and would have helped with eviction. Prop 2021 failed, and that was a rent control prop. And it didn't fail, I believe, because of public. I believe that there was some manipulations there.
Vote flipping.
Because real estate developers own this state.
Yes, they do.
They own
They're
this
the biggest
county
lobby.
in particular. Exactly.
They own the real estate lobbies own Nancy Pelosi and Gavin Newsom and Adam Schiff.
Yep.
They're scared of him for this shit, and therefore, once again, here we go with the vote flipping. It can vote flip on props, amendments, measures, the whole 9 yards. And a lot of people feel there's some fugazi business going into that.
Yep.
And unless we can have an audit to see that and make sure these ballots are valid, we'll never know. So now, come February, there's going to be a lot of people screwed out and on the streets because that's when the little mini moratorium ends. And here's the thing. When you talk about the fraud squad in Congress, Ilhan Omar has a bill that wants to give rent relief, rent forgiveness, whatever. Talib, what's her name?
Rashida
Tlaib had the same kind of mentality in the bills. Why aren't they pushing Nancy Pelosi for not taking this bill to the floor? Why are they sitting there and yelling at Republicans when they should say, Nancy, bring this bill to the floor?
Right.
It's a standalone bill for rent relief, 2 pages long. The American people can understand it. Bring it to the floor, but they're not doing it. You know why? Because they're just virtue signaling and yelling at the Republicans when it's
flatten the
Nancy
curve.
Pelosi who's not taking the bill to the floor for a vote.
How about
so
we
you
flatten
know
the
they're
curve?
fake.
How about we flatten the curve, not just of coronavirus, but also of the fact that
financial
the working people have literally no money, and people like Jeff Bezos are on their way to becoming trillionaires.
Yeah.
How about we flatten that wealth disparity? Why aren't we flattening that one? You cannot demand to close things down without giving people aid at all. I am so done with that.
And we're not getting any extra money from the unemployment. We're like getting nothing now.
Yeah.
God
so
damn.
I did want to read Jonny, if you just want to scroll down and show
the
this
COVID
picture.
tracker?
Yeah. So according to this COVID thing, COVID-19.
It's on that one, Jonny. The other one.
Yeah, just scroll down a little bit and you will see this little map. It says COVID-19 California reopening, and according to them, widespread, substantial, minimal, moderate. So as you can see, most of California is apparently widespread. Now, we have been here. We have had some of the strictest. I mean, literally no gyms, no nail salons, just till recently they reopened again. Those businesses too hate Gavin Newsom. You might see California elect a Republican governor next time around, because the way businesses have been screwed with Gavin is really bad. And 40 counties were moved into a more restrictive tiers as of Monday. And I'm going to go ahead and go to the next page, Jonny, where let's see. That's not the right one. Right here. The LA Times article, the first one. What is this limited curfew? Is this doing it?
It doesn't let me get through.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Jonny has it up there though. Let me try to do it. I'll try to take down the ad, but see, pause on this site. New York Post, New York Times.
There you go. Okay, great. So, he says right here, Jonny, like the third paragraph, the virus is spreading at a pace we haven't seen since the start of a pandemic, and the next several days and weeks will be critical to stop the surge. We are sounding the alarm. It is crucial that we act to decrease transmission and slow hospitalizations before the death count surges. We've done it before, and we must do it again. 94% of Californians, 37 million people, live in counties that are purple tier, which has forced many businesses in this community to suspend or severely restrict the number of customers, which they have been doing. 10,000 new cases each day, according to the reports. And they want us to change our behavior to stop the surge. We must be strong together and make tough decisions to stay socially connected but physically distanced during this critical time. Letting our guard down could put thousands of lives in danger and cripple our healthcare system. Why don't we have Medicare for all then, so we don't cripple our healthcare system?
Why isn't everybody going after that for him, like the shelving of the bill from Anthony Rendon? Why don't we just open it up that way then?
Right. No.
But they won't do that, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to sit there and cripple your businesses and starve you out.
And accordingly, more than 4,300 people were hospitalized with a confirmed case of the virus statewide as of Wednesday, marking a 61% increase from 2 weeks ago. And basically, they're just talking about how this is necessary, etc. But I'm going to point out to this part right here in particular, where they're going to talk about Gavin Newsom's
do as I
say, not as I do. The next article. Basically, he got caught at this dinner party, this fancy dinner party, and he initially tried to point it off as like it was a political thing, but it wasn't. And people are, you can go, let me go back to this one, because they talk about this here, blah blah blah. He apologized for attending the November 6th dinner party at the French Laundry. And he was joined by people from other households and several lobbyists, by the way. So he was joined with lobbyists, and it was a restaurant and at a Napa Valley restaurant to celebrate the 50th birthday of a close friend. Gee, Gavin, that doesn't seem like you're taking your own advice over here. It's do as I say, not as I do. Not to mention that all the federal gyms are open. They can go to the gym. Yeah. Nancy Pelosi's hair, she can take care of her hair. All these things that they've neglected and denied the plebs to. Yeah. They literally, there he is. You can see the picture.
There's like 12 people there. That's twice as many as you're allowed. I mean, what inside in the door?
It doesn't apply to them, Pasta. The rules don't apply to them.
Plebs.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
This is that kind of behavior that I'm just like irritates the hell out of me, because it's like, you're going to be a hypocrite. This is why people don't like the Democratic Party, because they're hypocrites. They tell you, oh, we got to flatten the curve. We got to do this. And they go to salons. They go to the fucking dinner parties. They go and they are allowed to go to the gyms while everybody everybody else has to work out outside. This may seem minuscule to you, and you can come back and say, well, we need to protect everybody. And it's like, yeah, but there's a limit to that, you guys. People are worried about their finances. People need to work, especially these people that work in the service industry. And I've worked in the service industry, which is why this irritates the hell out of me. These people, these waitresses, these bartenders, they need to work. And even when you're closing shit down, you're going after these businesses. Now, it's probably going to get worse. I guarantee you. They're probably going to say, well, this isn't enough. Our numbers are getting higher, et cetera, and they're going to continue to put more restrictions. This is a month long, right in the middle of holidays. People have been sequestered in their homes, especially here. People have been actually really good about it. And for like, it's Thanksgiving. Like, this is a little bit
singing,
ridiculous.
Fam.
No singing. No Halloween. He canceled Halloween.
Well, check out McClintock. So that was your last one right there.
Yeah.
So McClintock, we got to check this out.
So
This is the video.
Yeah, so let's look at what McClintock said about Gavin Newsom.
Yeah.
Mr. Speaker, I rise this morning in defense of Governor Gavin Newsom, who recently defied his own idiotic COVID edicts as he partied at one of the few restaurants that's not yet been forced out of business. I defend him because he was doing what we once all did in a free society, make our own decisions over what risks we're willing to run and what precautions we're willing to take according to our own circumstances to protect our own health. Yes, COVID is a nasty bug, and 250,000 Americans have died while having it. But this isn't the bubonic plague. The CDC's best estimate is that if you're under 49, your chance for surviving COVID, if you get it, is 99.92%. Even if you're over 70, you have a 94.6% rate of recovery. 40% who get it don't even know they have it. And yet we've allowed our officials to ruin our quality of life over it, destroying countless businesses, throwing tens of millions into unemployment, robbing our children of their educations, and shredding our most cherished rights as Americans.
All right, so here's the thing where I think it's missing from that argument. It's like, if you want to protect people, give us health care, give us a stimulus, and give us a monthly UBI. There is nothing less that is acceptable. We are the only major country that has, since March, received one $1,200 check, if that, unemployment, and the $600 were out. Now people are getting $200, $300, or one-time payment, and that's it. And people are expected to survive on $400 a week or whatever it is they're getting. And now you want to shut businesses down again, businesses that employ millions of people and businesses that keep this economy afloat. You can't, like, if you're going to shut shit down, fine, go ahead. But you got to provide for the people and don't overstep your censorship bullshit. What's happening is the government is exploiting this virus to rig elections. Yeah. They're exploiting this virus to continue this encroaching censorship. Yeah. To say you cannot question anything about coronavirus. You can't. It completely gets flagged or taken down. They're encroaching. They're encroaching on our liberties. Like as a people. Like, I'm sorry, you don't get to decide what I do or if I'm too drunk after 10 p.m. to like get close to somebody. Like, I'm sorry. That is like, this is the 1% chance. I'm not dismissing that coronavirus is a virus. I think it's a real virus. But I do think that the government is overstepping their boundaries and like literally, and to even say that now is like, oh, how do you're denying blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not. I'm denying how we're handling it. The people are losing right now in this pandemic and the rich people are getting richer. That's what's happening. I wanted
just what you just said right over there. They're also forcing people into like using services that Jeff Bezos needs.
Right.
So they're also forcing you to go away from the small businesses and to actually force you into a position where the rich get richer. Thank you for saying it, because that's something I wanted to really point out. Is like all these little services are gone, all these little small people are gone. Now you got to use big corporations. You got to use Amazon, and God forbid the toilet paper goes and Amazon's the only one who has it. That's gonna be the next.
That's the thing,
scare.
And it's happening again. People are like running out of toilet paper in other states, and we're like behind it. It's gonna happen here in a few weeks. So.